Is it on? You can hear me? Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniel Barrett. I am a junior, actually officially I'm a senior, BFA musical theater major here at the university. I want to just say one brief thing before we begin today. I am no more worthy than any person in this audience or any person watching of being here and speaking. But I did share something with Ellie. I shared a lot of things with Ellie, but one thing that I shared with her, that I really shared with her, was our love for this place and these people. And that's why we're here today. And so I thank you for letting me say a few words and lead us through today. So, some housekeeping things. Today, we'd like that you please be mindful of the Goldenbergs' request that there be no social media or filming today. It is very important that today be a joyous celebration for Ellie here at her home, away from home. The seniors of Ellie's graduating class who cannot be here will be FaceTimed in at one point today, as well as Ellie's voice teacher, Carolyn Marcel. Otherwise, we ask that all cell phones are completely powered down and there be no photography or recordings of any kind today, and we thank you for that. You'll notice as you came in that there are several pianos about. That is because they're being sold here, so please mind those. Just avoid them today, please. And David and Jennifer, if you'll come up and say a few words.
Hi everybody, welcome to our home. We are a theater family, and every last one of you in here are our family, and Ellie's family. I had the unique pleasure of auditioning Ellie for this school. And from the second we met, I think we fell in love. And quite frankly, I knew right away she was coming to school, there was no question. I'm looking at so many people in this room that I love dearly. It's killing me. I loved Ellie like she was my own child. And so this is one of the most difficult things I've ever done. What's surprising me right now is that just a couple of days ago, 4 nights ago, in fact, Thor and I were standing on stage giving Ellie an award for the most potential in the theater. A well-deserved award. This creature was one of the best people that any of us know. And what's amazing to me is, even at this time, I think she deserves the award. What she's doing is bringing out the best in all of us. The amount of love in this room, and that has been expressed for Ellie over the last couple days, could fill several universes, as could, quite frankly, the amount of grief that we're all feeling. That said, this is a celebration of this marvelous woman. And we're going to try to smile, and we're going to cry, and everybody do what everyone feels one needs to. This is the theater, so we can damn well do anything. Right? Yeah. What I really want to do is scream to the heavens, but on a microphone that might be really bad, so hear me screaming, because I mean it right now. Jennifer?
I just want to add a thank you for being here to celebrate Ellie with us. There are immediate family members and extended family members here, and I really, truly appreciate everyone being here. I had the unique luck of being Ellie's advisor. So in addition to being her teacher for 6 semesters consecutively, I had a very close relationship with her as her advisor and a coach, a local coach on several productions. And I wrote to her parents yesterday that it had been quite an honor to call
Ellie a student, and how much I was looking forward to calling her a friend as we went forward in life. And I know that for every person here, there's 50 that would wish they could be here with us right now. So I also wanted to add that at some point in our programming, there will be an opportunity for people to come up and share things that they'd like to mention about Ellie. And so I hope you'll all feel free to do that. Thank you for being here.
Ellie taught us a lot of things, and what she was really good at is saying thank you. A lot of people worked tirelessly to put this on today, and I thank everybody. Pat Whiteley, thank you for everything you've done for us, and particularly for this very strong student of ours, Mr. Daniel Barrett, who's an amazing man, and we love, and thank everybody else for coming here.
Thank you both. There's something I want to mention before we move on. We have a memory book that we'll be giving to Ellie's family, and it's outside and right as you enter. So at a later point tonight, there'll be plenty of time for you to go and write notes and write anything that you like down that will be compiled in a book for her family. And there are also pieces of paper. It has to be a quarter of this size of a piece of paper that will be sent to the Western Wall in Israel in the next day. That if you want to write a note that can get there for Ellie, you can also do that. And now we're going to move into some performance tributes to Ellie. So here is Diana, one of our freshmen, singing Lay Me Down.
Yes, I do. I believe that someday I will be where I was, right there, right next to you. And it's hard, the days just seem so dark. The moon and the stars are nothing without you. Your touch, your skin, where do I begin? No words can explain how much we're missing you. Deny this emptiness, this hole that I'm inside. These tears, they tell their own story. Told me not to cry when you were gone. But the feeling's overwhelming, it's much too strong. Can I lay by your side, next to you, and make sure you're alright? We'll take care of you. I don't want to be here if I can't be with you tonight. I'm reaching out to you. Can you hear my call? This hurt that I've been through, we're missing you like crazy. Can I lay by your side, next to you, lay me down tonight. Lay me by your side. Lay me down tonight. Lay me by your side. Can I lay by your side next to you? Thank you.
Thank you. So next we have Adrian Corbo, who is a junior BFA musical theater major, singing Hallelujah.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked these floors. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. I saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. But it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time that you let me know it's really going on below. But you don't ever show that to me, do you? Remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. maybe there's a God above, and all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Thank you, Adrian. So next up, we have Julie, and she is one of our voice teachers here, and she spent some time with Ellie, and she is going to sing Up to the Mountain. And Julie, when you're done, I'm going to let Angie, you can come on. You guys can talk for your whole time. Okay?
I wanted to share a quick memory of Ellie. I've always known her from a distance. You know, she was someone else's student. But she always came to me. And then she decided she wanted to spend time with me this year. She said, this year, I'm gonna be in your office as often as I can. And we spent lunches, and we spent time laughing, talking about drama, in and out of the theater. And what was so great was, well, one day she had said, oh, I'm gonna bring you some coffee and some food to eat, and oh, I'm so excited. And you know, I'm like, yes, absolutely. But it was on that crazy day of like back-to-back lessons. And then she comes to me and she says, in a text message, which can be very, very confusing, you know, it's real dry on a text message. And she goes, do you want some cheese and some bread? And I write, no, thank you. So to her, me, I'm like, no, thank you, sweetheart. That's my voice, right? But for Ellie, she was like, no, thank you. Oh, okay. Okay. So every single day she would knock on my door and she'd go, no, thank you. No, thank you. And that was her humor. She knew how to play out a humor. She always had her inside joke for almost every single person. And she asked me to sing for Broadway Cares, and I said, yes, I'm gonna do it. And then I realized I was going out of town that weekend. And so I said no to her. She said, no, it's okay, don't worry about it, just the thought of you, we just love you. And so now, this is for you, Ellie. The song that I didn't get to sing for Broadway Cares when you asked me, I'm singing for you now. I celebrate you, we celebrate you. I went up to the mountain because you asked me to, up over the clouds to where the skies are blue. I could see all around me, everywhere. I could see all around me, everywhere. Sometimes I feel like I've never been doing nothing but feeling tired.
to. Some days I look down, afraid I will fall. And though the sun shines, I see nothing at all. And I hear your voice, oh, come again, telling me softly that you love us again. We went up to the mountain. We love you, Ellie. We sail above the weather. We search the ocean floor. We rifle our creation, still yearning for more. But can we fly together? A migratory bee. How wonderful if that's what God could see. A single voice in whispered prayer can only pray to travel there. But all as one, we sound the everlasting sound and singing our salvation. Aloft and in formation, a migratory bee. How wonderful if that's what she could see.
A letter from Carolyn, who was the voice teacher of Ellie. Ellie loved her so much. I met Ellie in her freshman year when she showed up at the door of my studio with her schedule in hand. She was looking for me to find a lesson time for her, which I easily accomplished. She was free on 1 hour and I still had open. given how challenging it can be to schedule students for voice lessons. That in itself felt like a positive sign of things to come. Though I was immediately drawn to her spirited personality and her obvious intelligence, I slowly fell in love with her determination and strength of character. She surrendered herself completely to the process of learning how to use her voice to its maximum born potential. She worked harder than anyone I had ever taught and slugged through her feelings of vulnerability and frustration as she slowly but surely, piece by piece, scale by interminable scale, pieced together this gorgeous instrument that became as skilled in legit soprano territory as in the powerhouse belt. I will forever carry in my memory the sight of her racing through the department laughing or arguing some point or involved in some project for someone that had the purpose of helping someone else. Her talent, her charisma, her beauty were all of qualities that were obvious and clear to see by any outside observer. But her loyalty, her sense of duty, her unselfishness, and her willingness to devote herself to a cause beyond herself were traits that only her intimates would get to see and experience. To say that I loved and admired her would be the understatement of the year. Because of all that I came to know about her, I trusted her, and I believed in her implicitly. She found a place in my heart that will remain a permanent part of who I am. I will miss her forever, but feel so grateful to have shared this process and this time in her very short life. Sleep well, my beauty. Until we meet again, I remain your mama voce, Carolyn.
Thank you both, and thank you, Carolyn, who's watching. I hope right now, there she is. Thank you, Carolyn. That was beautiful. All right. So Carolyn was the first of many who you're going to hear from tonight, some who are here and some who aren't. So we are going to move into a segment which is our special messages for Ellie. And we have a couple of people who are here in person and many that will be read. So Terrell, Alvin McCraney, if you're here and you'd like to say a few words, we'd love to have you up here. Thank you.
That probably being smart. I actually didn't expect to speak. I was emailed yesterday while I was attending Steppenwolf's Gala, honoring the passing of Martha Levy, who was a dear friend of mine and a woman who had dedicated her career to the theater and building our theater. And so it hit me very, very deeply that this woman at the beginning of such a promising career, who I only knew very briefly, but if you know, as I know, you only need a short time with Ellie to know her and love her. I will share a story, so to keep this brief. The day after the Spring Awakening opening, I got very sick and I came back to campus and Ellie raced up to me to give me a hug. And I said, "I can't, I'm ill." And she said, "You won't give it to me." And she always had that kind of energy every time I saw her. Whatever bad thing I had going on in my mind, in my heart, I wasn't going to give it to her. Anyway, as I said, I didn't know her very, very well, but she gave to me the gift of The Dark I Know Well, which was a song that she performed with such tenacity that in the middle of rehearsal, I stripped it from all the choreography that we had to make sure that only we needed to see was her. I appreciate the love and affection that she gave to everything she did and to us, and even though I don't work here anymore, I knew one thing would remain, which would be that I would miss these young very talented people. And I just want you all to remember what she taught us most, which is we won't give it to each other. We will always have something special and loving and beautiful to carry and to give to one another, regardless of how bad we're feeling. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you all for letting me share with you.
Jennifer Burke.
Thank you, Daniel. The last text I got from Ellie was a perfect Ellie text. If you knew her well, you know what that means. She was giving me a hard time because with only 2 graduation or commencement announcers at Friday's ceremony, she had a 50-50 chance of having her advisor read her name. And he told me several times over the last couple of weeks, you better read my name, you're gonna read my name. And I had gotten through probably 80% of the arts and sciences names when my lovely colleague Maha felt it was time to spell me. And Ellie was literally probably within 5 students of that switchover, so she was not too happy about it. She gave me a hard time. I said that Maha bullied me, so. But I treasured Ellie, as you know, and I thought since I couldn't read her name, I would share a poem with all of you and with her. I know she's listening. This is by the 12th century poet, Yehuda Halevi. "'Tis a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools, this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was a gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, at this point, I would like to call to the stage some of Ellie's class, I'm reading Jane's name right here. I'm so sorry. Some of Ellie's classmates and very dear friends. So I'd like to call up Jane Ng, Christopher Bryan, you guys can all come up together, Alejandro Sr., Hollis Williams, Andrew Grenowitz, Ethan Edwards, and I think that's everybody. So, 1 second. Spoken, so we're gonna come up in the order that we have, and we're gonna tell everyone the person's name of which the words we are speaking, and we will share with you their thoughts. So, Christopher.
Hello, this is from Gretna Theater, where Ellie worked 2 summers ago. The color pink became Ellie's signature color for Gretna Theater because she starred as Pinkalicious in her first Theater for Young Audience production, her Gretna Theater debut. And she used this to her advantage. At the next round of Straw Hats auditions, though she was auditioning for 30 other theaters, she wore her signature pink dress. And at her age, her level of confidence was rare and a breath of fresh air. She took the stage, posed, found my eye, winked, and launched into her audition. Of course she got the call back, and when I gave her her sides for the main stage leading role that was a long shot, she said, "I already prepared that scene." She knocked it out of the ballpark and only lost her role because she was much younger than the leading man, which she knew, but it really opened her eyes to the depth of her talent and her level of commitment and her professionalism. Gretna Theater is saddened by her passing. We thought we had a pink gem in Ellie that would be an asset to us until Broadway called, and even then in between those gigs. Contributions from her fellow actors, crew, and staff from that summer have already started to pour in for a memorial to Ellie in our summer season playbill. Obviously, Ellie impacted so many, very deeply. Words cannot express our feelings nor comfort her family. We only hope that the light that was Ellie, pink of course, will long shine to honor her short life. Next, I'm going to be reading a message from one of Ellie's friends from Gretna, Alicia Campbell. There are few people I've met in my life who have impacted me the way that Ellie did. Her radiant energy and strong spirit never failed to inspire and encourage me to grow. Going to different colleges, we would catch up on anything and everything we could in a few short days when we were both home on a break. She had this amazing ability to fit what felt like years of experience into the months between when I would see her. To be loved by Ellie was to feel I always had someone in my corner, someone who was stronger, braver, and wittier than me. Someone I could always look up to, and someone who would give me hugs that would warm my spirit. She always made sure to show how much she loved and appreciated the people in her life. Her light is one that will never be put out. I feel so blessed to have known and loved Ellie. I will carry her with me always.
Hi, I'm Jane, and I'll be reading a message from Natalie Young, one of Ellie's close friends from Pennsylvania. Ellie's tight hugs, self-deprecating jokes about how much she loved carbs, witty remarks about directors, late-night rants, thoughtful and considerate monologue suggestions, long talks by the Mount Gretna beach, and unfaltering love and support she gave to me and everyone who surrounded her barely even touched the surface of all the things I will miss. I love you forever, Ellie. Thank you for being the best pre-screen editor, honorary big sister, mentor, and friend I could ever have asked for. You will live forever in my heart. Next, I will be reading a message from one of Ellie's best friends from Miami, Allie Galletti. Ellie, you are the most passionate, smart, blunt, kick-ass, talented, hardworking person I know. You made me a stronger person. You made me a better cook every time you'd come over once a week. We splurged on wine. We laughed at trashy TV. We survived a hurricane in the UV building, and we would have the most cynical political rants. There are so many memories I could pull from, and so many more memories I wish we could make together. You better keep performing up there. I love you, my best friend, and my Jewish mama, and I will miss you so much till the day I join you. Rest in peace, you beautiful girl, Allie.
Hi, I'll be reading from Lalise. She graduated a couple of years ago. Lalise Chuk, jugo de piña, margarita, salsa, te amo, Colombia, Israel. I still can hear your beautiful voice, almost like when you were singing, but saying all this to me. Every time I cross the green room and you were there, you will scream a big Lalise Chuk. I never understood what that means. The first time we met, you started explaining to me everything about Israel. You were so passionate about it. I just loved listening to you. It made me miss home. It made me want to visit there sometime. I will, I promise. I can do this. Just give me 1 second. I just loved listening to you. It made me miss home and made me want to visit there sometime. I will, I promise I will someday. And whenever I do, I'll be thinking of you, my friend. You wrote to me on my last birthday 5 months ago that you missed my smile. You don't know how much I'm going to miss yours. You were one of the most talented people I got to meet at the U. And we know we are surrounded by talent, but you were such a smart, happy, lovely, and disciplined human that it made your talent multiplied by thousands. You will be missed, but you will also be remembered forever. There's something in Hebrew I can't read. The last line says, love you, te amo. Rest in peace. The next one is from Rachel Bonnet, who is graduating senior. To my Ellie Sheba, even though I cannot even begin to think about getting through this life without you, I know I will see you every day. In memories, in music, in laughter, in tears, in everything. Even in the panda pajamas you gave me. I'm so thankful for the times we've shared together, even though 4 years is not nearly enough. I miss you. I will miss laughing with you. I will miss dancing to Legally Blonde with you, and singing Waitress in the car. I will miss singing the lyrics we made up to Bad Idea from Waitress. I will miss your hugs most of all, your motherly caring nature, to always love on everyone around you. You helped me when I most needed you, and I'm so sorry I couldn't help you through this. The Lord must have been so proud of the beautiful lady he created that he couldn't wait to be with you. Boy, will you whip those angels to shame. You will be my inspiration behind everything I do from this day forward. I will think, what would Ellie have done? Because I know you would have done something extraordinary. You have brought me infinite joy, and I love you infinitely, your Rach.
This is from Jessica Osber, the woman who took Ellie's headshots, this beautiful headshot. As a headshot photographer, I meet and work with many actors. I love all my sessions, but sometimes certain shoots stand out to me. In the few hours I got the incredible opportunity to meet and work with Ellie, I learned that she is beautiful, warm, loves her collarbones, has a few magic curls. I had the pleasure of meeting her mom, Renee, and could tell there was an enormous amount of pride and love between the two. Her mom is right to feel this pride. Ellie's accomplishments and drive are inspiring, and through all of her success, she is kind and humble. What stood out to me most, Ellie is undeniably genuine, down to earth, and just real. She remains genuine when placed in sometimes awkward situations, and she is able to connect as a human and in a way that I will never forget. Ellie, I am so grateful and honored to have captured your beautiful spirit and will treasure the memory of our session forever. Love, Jessica Osber.
Hi, I'm going to be reading a message from Ellie's dear friend Jillian Kinsey. Ellie Goldenberg was that firecracker kind of talent, bold, edgy, hilarious, and stunning. She had a magnetic personality and a true knack for sarcasm. She made summer stock a whole new level of fun. She even shed her costume quickly and snuck away in between those long Agatha Christie scenes to get us ice cream backstage. The last conversation we had was about her plans for after graduation in acting and pounding pavement. The last text I sent was, quote, "Let's set this industry on fire, okay?" I'm so shocked and heartbroken that New York City will never have the chance to see her do so, and I can't believe she is gone. Love you, Ellie. My heart is with your family today. And I have another from Sean Ormond, who graduated last year. Our friendship had quite the arc. Seems fitting considering I met you in the theater. I'm reading this for the first time, so. We had a rocky start. You thought I had no tact and no idea what was and what was not politically correct. And I thought you just didn't know I was funny yet. I think you were right. How lucky I am that you eventually accepted me. I thank God for all our memories. We drank, we fought, we twisted, we manored? I don't know what that means. Mannered. We mannered. We laughed, we danced, we pine-crested, we loved. Ellie, you mean the world to me and made me a better man. Your light will be with me forever. Can't wait for you to yell at me on the other side. I love you.
This is a message from Tom Jones. This is terrible news, and yet I am very grateful to you for letting me know. Such a beautiful girl, and so talented and full of life. Like Nancy, I was hoping she would locate in New York so I could work with her again. Death is not a punishment. To be born is to die. But death for one so young and so promising just seems unfair. I grieve not only for her friends and admirers, but most of all for her parents. I just can't process it. It is too much to grasp. No one really knows what happens after death, but I do know that who you are, what you do while living, lives on. The people you have touched and changed are changed by that touch, so in a very real sense we live on. Cold comfort perhaps, but Ellie was and is a real presence to me, even though I only knew her for a very short time. Tom.
This is a message from Michael Bush. I got the news of the accident and Ellie's subsequent passing while traveling in our car up the East Coast. Just 2 days earlier, I stood delivering the commencement speech here in the ring, and there she was in the front row, smiling that sly grin of hers and encouraging me on. That was a trait of Ellie's. She expected you to do your best. Only recently, at the height of the Pally musical reading pressure, she turned to me in my office and said these words in regard to the last days of her college years and the stress she was feeling. Quote, "This isn't fair." And of course, being the supposed older, wiser one, I replied, "Life isn't fair, Ellie." And we stopped and looked at each other. She took a breath and said, "We'll all be great tomorrow." We hugged, and tomorrow came, and we were great, especially her. Yesterday, while I was driving through Pennsylvania near Harrisburg, where she lived, this conversation kept replaying over and over in my head. I kept hearing her saying, "This isn't fair," and how I now somehow wanted to prove her wrong. I can't, but I can hear her singing. As we drove along on a most beautiful spring Sunday, I watched the breeze blowing through the trees and the passing fields around me, and I knew she was a part of that now. So today, I am choosing to celebrate her. I am so grateful to have been touched by her talent, her joy, and her light. And I am now sitting here in front of that crabapple tree that has inspired my own life, and I know that Ellie is a part of its beauty. This breeze and the very blooms of spring around me comfort me in my sadness, as I know we are all together in this chain of love and life. Her voice is in the wind, and it is magnificent. Bravo, Ellie. Bravo.
Most of us here are theater folk. We are trained to work as ensemble to create worlds that reflect life and death circumstances. But grieving for Ellie will be hard for us to do as ensemble because she had the ability to make each of us feel as if we were the most important individual person to her. As David Lindsay Abaire says in the play Rabbit Hole, grief is a stone in your pocket that you will always carry. The grief I feel for Ellie feels more like a hole in my chest. I keep trying to breathe in, but the air just goes right through me. Ellie's presence was so magnetic that one always felt full when breathing in the world her presence created. I know that I will never feel that fullness in quite the same way again. But in talking with many of you over the past few days, sharing our tears, listening to your memories of Ellie, and preparing for today, I have started to feel the hole in my chest fill a little. And over time, as we support each other through our grief, understand our individual stories and frustrations as we begin to cope with her passing, perhaps our ability to love as ensemble will help us heal. There are no answers right now, except to love each other. Ellie, we love you, and for you, we will love each other.
I'll be reading a message from Greg Brown, one of the faculty here in the department. As members of a university theater community and family, We all spend much of our time and energy thinking about and focusing on the futures of the brilliant young artists who come here to study, train, and practice their craft. Ellie was one of those people for whom you could so easily imagine a rich and varied future. She was so deeply invested in every experience that life brought to her. She was an inspiration to her peers and teachers alike, and she was a constant reminder to me of why I loved what I do. In her memory, I choose to continue to imagine the bright and brilliant future I knew was hers to create.
This is a message from Christine Kellogg. Dearest Ellie, I know that it is a luxury to ask why, so the abrupt ending to your time here with us will forever remain a mystery to me. You lit up the room, you lit up the stage, and you lit up the lives of those around you. While you are physically not here with us, your light will shine on. It will shine through those of us you touched and how we carry on in your honor. When we hugged 12 days ago, we said it wasn't goodbye. It was just, I'll see you later. I had no clue that our next meeting would be in a far, far better place. I hope to someday laugh and talk with you there. I will never forget you, Ellie. I thank you for being a part of my life. Your bright eyes and beautiful spirit will forever remain in my heart. With much love, Christine.